I'm big colorful today, aren't I? I don't want to make this video because I feel like some people are gonna come for me, but some things need to be said. So, sorry. I posted a picture December 10th and kind of made a statement that I was done being an Instagram model because it was becoming unhealthy for me to be that, which, what does that mean anyway? What is an Instagram model? But there's also it's complicated. So I started modeling 3-ish years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago. I took some pictures with my friend that was a photographer. She was a photographer and film major at the Charlotte School of the Arts, or Art Institute of Charlotte, whatever it's called, I don't know. And she had a friend who was a fashion major there and needed models to take pictures for her senior project or something, or a project. She asked me if I wanted to do it, and I was like, oh, sure, yeah. So she took some professional photos of me, and then she took some more pictures here and there of me, and I was posting them and blah, 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 and this was around the same time I started doing the Mustang and getting involved in the car scene on Instagram. And I had someone say, well, you should take pictures with cars. And it actually was because I was photographing a model with cars because I used to take pictures of cars. And she was like, you're so pretty, you should do this too. So I contacted Shocker Racing, and that's how I got in because that's who we were doing the shoot for. And I did some shoots for them, and then it was just, you know, like friends' cars and a couple other cars and my car and that kind of stuff. And then the person I was dating at the time was a photographer and would take all the pictures. And then it was just fun. It was just something to do. I'm someone who likes projects and things to do, so it gave me projects to work on. I would edit all of my own photos, so I would get excited coordinating the shoots with the cars and picking out outfits and locations, and then editing the pictures, and the whole vision would come together, and it was fun. We broke up, and I no longer had a regular photographer to take pictures for me. And then I started to feel this pressure to be a certain way online, and before it wasn't really a pressure, it just kind of happened. But then I was like, well, I need pictures to post, so I need a car to shoot with, and I need to find a photographer. And as someone who has social anxiety, that would make me nervous because I wouldn't know the photographer, and I wouldn't always know the person who owned the car. And it was almost like I would force myself to do these things just to have content, but I wasn't happy with the content anymore, and it wasn't fun anymore. There wasn't a vision I was bringing to life. It was just stress and anxiety, and bottom line, it wasn't fun for me anymore. So I kind of made this post in December of last year, or it's March now, so like a couple months ago, saying that was going to stop. And a lot of people were like, well, why did you have to make that announcement? Why didn't you just start posting other stuff? And the reason I felt like I needed to make a clear distinction moving forward was because I didn't want people to have this expectation, because people expected these things from me and expected me to post a certain way, and when I didn't, it was very obvious I did not meet that expectation. So I wanted to make it clear what my expectation was moving forward. And if they did not have the same expectation as me, they could, unfollow me, get out of here, whatever. And my followers have gone down, and that's fine with me. It's not about numbers to me. It's about creating content that I'm happy about. I wanted to make this video to make it clear, because I get messages all the time still to this day. I want to be a model. How do I do that? Or can you teach me how to be a model? Or how did you, just all of those things. I want to kind of explain my side of it and why I don't always answer those questions in the way people want me to, because a lot of times these Instagram models look like everything is perfect, and it looks like, oh, that would be a dream job. but sometimes it isn't always. Mine never really got that far. I didn't have hundreds of thousands of followers, and I wasn't making money off of it, and that was never my goal either, but I just wanted to clear up some of the misconceptions I feel like it has in general to the public. So, number one, I kind of said this already, everyone is trying to live up to standards they'll never be able to live up to. It doesn't happen. Everyone has unrealistic expectations for themselves, and followers have unrealistic expectations for these people. These people are just people, and you are just following them on Instagram. You are not paying them unless you're like on Patreon or something. You are not paying them to post, so it is not fair for you to expect certain things from them because they are free to do what they want. And there are a lot of like unrealistic standards and expectations put on these people who are doing this from their followers and from the general public. Also, everyone is two-faced that is involved in the scene. No offense to anyone in particular. I'm not adding anyone, or this is not directed at anyone in particular. I've just noticed people will switch up on you so fast, and there is no loyalty or integrity. My social media friends that I have that are just like normal people are great. I love them, and they are there for me when I need them to be, and I'm there for them when they need me. But these people, these models, these photographers, a lot of it is being two-faced, and they'll comment on your pictures, and they'll reply to your stories, and they'll meet you in person and be nice, and then you find out that they're talking about you behind your back, or they're bitching to you about somebody. Like, you'll see they'll comment something amazingly sweet on someone's picture, and then the next day they'll be talking shit about that person. And I hate that. I can't do that. I can't be fake. If I don't like you, I'm not gonna be nice to you. Like, I'm not gonna be mean to you, but I'm not gonna be nice to you. I'm just gonna not talk to you at all. And I just really don't like it when someone is sitting there commenting on my pictures and replying to my stories and acting so nice, and then I find out that they were shit-talking me to someone else who is my friend. It really gets under my skin, and it has given me trust issues with people on social media, so. And on top of people being two-faced, there's always a competition between these people. Oh, she has more followers than me now, so we don't like her. And when before you were friends because you had more than her. And it's, oh, well, I posted a picture 6 months ago that was similar to the picture that you just posted, so you're copying me. You're not original. Just like people are out here trying to cancel people, and I'm like, it's just pictures of yourself on Instagram. It doesn't matter. And people get in fights over it, and it's so dumb. Or like people get so caught up in the numbers, likes, comments, interaction, followers. It's insane. People get so selfish about it, and that's really not the environment I need to be in, at least. If you enjoy it, then that's fine, but I left that back in high school. Also, there's body shaming. Nobody likes body shaming, but it happens, and I don't like it. I mean, it has happened to me, but I also just see it a lot with other people. I don't like that, and these people that are getting all of the followers and all of the likes have different body types than the people that aren't, and I just don't think it's fair, and I think that really kills people's self-esteem. And on top of that, feeling shitty when you can't produce content that is at a high enough standard for people, whether that's your followers or your competition or whoever. Yeah, people get real pissed when you post like an iPhone picture, and it's like, you should follow someone because you like them, not because you like their body, and not because you like their face or their hair or their fake tan or their nails or their eyelash extensions. Whatever it is, you should follow them for them. So, continuing, I have my little notebook. Continuing from that, your personality a lot of the time does not have an opportunity to shine through, and people will make first impressions and judgments on you based on your photos, not based on yourself And that can really lower your self-worth. I mean, people don't realize this. I'm an artist. I mean, people know now because I post about it. I'm an artist. I'm double majoring in college. I'm on scholarship. I was first in my class in high school. Did all that stuff. Very smart. Not to brag, but like, I love reading. I love music. Yeah, but people are like, oh, she takes pictures of herself in front of cars. She must be a bitch. And I don't think that's fair. And not blaming it on people. Sometimes you can't always make accurate first impressions based on people's photographs, and then once you have a first impression of someone, it's very hard to change that impression. So just the system as a whole is flawed in that way. And I don't know if it's how we think of people or just social media as a whole. I don't know how to fix that problem, but it's a problem, and that's that. My camera keeps overheating, and I'm just having a great time with that. So the last thing is it's gonna sound hypocritical at first, but hopefully I'll be able to explain it in a way that isn't hypocritical. So a message that I get a lot is, can you teach me how to model? Or one I get a whole lot is like, what are your other talents other than modeling? I kind of talked about this in my Q&A that I did. Linked right here. Highly recommend you go watch it. There's lots of cute cats. In my opinion, the act of modeling does not require much, if any, skill. But I also get upset when these douchebag guys or girls do it too, girls can be douchebags, say that it's not a real job because it doesn't require any skill, because the act of modeling itself, in my opinion, does not require any skill. But the idea of being an Instagram model as a whole does require skill. I don't think these people should be ostracized for doing this and saying, like people say, like, you're not actually doing real work, you're just showing your ass to get money, blah, blah, blah. That's not true. It requires a lot of marketing and being able to market yourself. It requires a lot of just like managing multiple things and organizing things. Like when I was doing it, it was a lot of organizing photographers, cars, locations, dates, times, just managing people and organizing people and making sure there's no miscommunications with that kind of stuff. I needed to know how to edit my pictures in a way that was visually pleasing. A lot of times photographers will do that, but sometimes they don't. A lot of times models will edit their own pictures. It requires resourcefulness, it requires creativity, it requires negotiation with brands and making sure you're not being taken advantage of by brands, because a lot of times brands will do that. Branding as a whole, branding yourself, your self-image, selling yourself to other people. It requires consistency and keeping up with it and making sure that you're promoting everything at the right time, at the right place, for the right things. When someone says, can you teach me how to model? A lot of times the things that I tell them are, find a photographer, go take some pictures, post consistently, interact with your followers, build a relationship. But I don't think that they should just be disregarded and seen as not professional workers. But again, I said it's not for me, and I don't really approve of the societal implications that it presents for a lot of people. So that's my spill, that's the tea. I just thought that this needed to be said because I feel like a lot of people don't talk about it online, and I feel like a lot of people probably feel this way too about the industry and just don't want to say anything. So I'm not saying the people that are doing it should stop. I'm not saying people should start. I'm just saying my piece. Hope I didn't offend too many people. Again, I will say I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm talking about just everything as a whole. I don't know. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more of my videos that normally aren't about this kind of stuff, you can subscribe. You can like this video. You can leave a comment of what other stuff you want to see. Most of the time I do art. I have lots of art on the ground over here I need to work on. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.